Hi, this is Chrissy from the Tiny Bookcase. Welcome. Hi, so today I wanted to talk about what I've been reading. Actually, when I finished reading this month, I've only actually finished two books this month. For whatever reason, it's been a tougher month for me, and I still am currently reading a few more books, but nowhere near finishing. I doubt I will finish maybe possibly one more before the end of this month. So they actually will gravitate into June reading. But it's just been a tough month to keep reading for me to this month. I don't understand. I had such a great month in April and I read more than I've ever read in a month, and then I've gone down to one of my lowest reading months. But both of the books that I finished were very enjoyable. I gave them both 5 stars on Goodreads. The first book that I finished was one of my favorite books so far that I've read this year, and possibly even for who knows for a long time. It is probably not somebody's first choice, that maybe not even some a book that they might consider to be one of the best books that they've read, but for whatever reason it resonated with me. So of course I'm talking about The Library of Lost and Found by Phaedra Patrick. So in this novel we find Martha Storm, who is a library volunteer. She volunteers at a local library. um Martha has just always felt very comfortable at the library. She has fond memories of going there with her grandmother, Zelda, who has passed away years ago. And she is also someone who just craves to help others. She has this um, notebook of hers that she has these lists of how she can help others, and she just tries to do what she can for other people, and even to a fault. Some would say her house is actually cluttered with all these projects she's doing for others, even laundry for one of the book club members that she helps out with at the library, and as well as fixing a paper mache um, dragon. And so she's got a lot going on as far as project goes, but not very much in relationship wise, uh, even with friendships or romantic involvements. So she's looking to get a position at the library, and she's tried several times, but she's just never been able to gain the position. And one day, as she's made her way to the library for a special event, she comes across a stranger who leaves a package, and she realizes that this package is meant for her when she opens it and finds this old book of fairy tales. And in the description, in the dedication, it is made out to her, and it's from her grandmother. But the date that is on this book is several years after her grandmother has passed. So she's quite confused, and now she needs to discover this mystery of her past and just find out how this has occurred. Where did this book come from? Um, was this from her, actually from her grandmother? If it was, then how come is this, why is this date, um what's going on? Her grandmother should not be alive at this time when this book was dedicated. So there's all these questions swirling around in Martha's head, and this book kind of takes us on a journey of Martha's past, and we learn a lot about her background and some of her mother's and grandmother's background as well. So this book does go flashback to the past, and you learn the reasoning behind some of what is going on now in the present. And I really enjoyed this book. There are some triggers in this book, so if you have issues with grief or even abuse, there are some of those triggers in this book. And um, I will say at some points it was hard to read. And I guess by some standards it was quite sad in certain parts, but I think I just resonated so well with this character. I just fell in love with this character, and just was on this journey with her, and I enjoyed this story so much. So I hope that if you do decide to read it, that you enjoy it as much as I do. But I gave it a 5 stars, and I just think it's like the best story I've read in a very long time. And I possibly will pick up this book for my own, because I did read this on my Libby app, so it was an e-reader. Um, but I really enjoyed this book. So the next book that I finished was was The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali. So in this story we follow Roya. I believe that's her name. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So Roya is a teenager in 1953 Tehran in Iran, and the stationery shop is one of her favorite places to go to. She enjoys to go through the shelves, and the owner, Mr. Fakri, usually has some great recommendations for her. And one day when she's at the stationery shop, this young man comes in, and Raya's very taken with him right away. And eventually, the two develop a relationship, and they become engaged. So the couple is quite happy, but unfortunately for them, the young man's mother is not. She actually has already chosen a match for her son, and she is very distraught about his asking Roya to be his bride. During this time, there is a lot of political upheaval in the city, and so one day, he disappears, and Roya is not able to contact him. And this book spans decades as we learn about this couple and what actually occurred between them and to them, actually. So there are flashbacks, and we do learn from different perspectives from the different characters, as well as the young man's mother. I haven't mentioned his name because I find it hard to pronounce, and I don't want to butcher it. But it's a very interesting tale. I really enjoyed this story. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, and I'm very happy to follow up from the Library of Lost and Found with this book. It's not a book that I would have actually picked up on my own. I actually did see this book in another video on YouTube, and I will link that video in the description or somewhere in this video, so that you might want to check out that video, and maybe there might be some other books in that video that you might be interested in. But it was very enjoyable for me. I did enjoy learning about Roya and all these characters and the culture of Roya's heritage, and it was just a very enjoyable read. And I hope that if you decide to read this book, that you will enjoy it as well as I did. So those are the two books that I actually finished so far this May, and hopefully maybe I might complete one more, but I don't think that I will finish the other books that I am currently reading until sometime in June. So those will actually be in my June wrap up. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if um, you do, please hit like and consider subscribing for more content such as this. But until next time, take care. God bless. See you soon.